Part C. Question 39 to 42. Listen to a talk about moving pictures. Thomas Alva Edison, the famous American inventor, was the person who was interested in taking moving pictures to the next step. However, he didn't do the work himself. He employed a young Scotsman to design a system. Now, this young fellow was clever because the first thing he did was studying other systems of moving pictures, no matter how primitive they were. Next, he put all existing technologies together to make the first entire motion picture system. He designed a camera, a projection device and the film. The system was first shown in New York in 1894 and was widely accepted. People lined up around the block to see the wonderful new invention. There were, however, a couple problems with the system. The camera weighed more than 200 kilograms and only one person at a time could only see the film. Number 39. Who did Edison ask to design a system for moving pictures? Number 40. What was the first thing that the young man did in designing the system? Number 41. When was the system introduced to public for the first time? Number 42. What was the problem of the system?
Question 43 to 47. Listen to a talk about improving productivity. Improving productivity is a constant battle in business. Working longer hours is a depressing option, though many of us choose it. How can we get the same results quicker? How can we work smarter? My advice may not be very original, but it could be useful for business people who have no time to think about their lives and working styles. First, multitasking. Although many people say they're good at multitasking, trying to do lots of things at once is distracting. Try closing your office door, diverting calls to voicemail and doing some real work. Despite making you feel busy, multitasking often means switching from task to task rather than making real progress. Email is a great invention. However, it is also a great distraction. Even though it may only take up an hour or two a day, it's a significant proportion of your working time. If you double time the time spent on activities which produce real results and stop doing the others, you will double your output, despite only working for the same length of time. Concentrate your time on the customers who really matter. You might think you are treating some of your customers badly, but don't forget that 80% of your profit come from 20% your customers. Delegation also improves results. When delegating a task, however, it doesn't mean you can sit back and relax, get on with another task. Number 43. What is the most common way that many workers do to improve productivity? Number 44. What is the speaker's attitude toward multitasking? Number 45. According to the speaker, many hours that we spend on email every day. Number 46. What is the speaker's suggestion in treating customers? Number 47. What should be done after delegating a task?
Question 48 to 50. Listen to a talk given by Richard Smith. The most common question that people ask me is how banks decide who to lend their money to. So, today, I am going to talk a little bit about the process. Normally, we analyze the customers, their annual reports, the figures during the year. We have to analyze how much the company will grow in the future. So, we evaluate the current situation of the customer and the future situation of the customer. We also discuss the types of loan that the customer wants. Is it a short-term loan or a long-term loan? It is very essential to know the maturity of the loan. If we lend money for a long term, we have to be sure that the customer can repay the loan. Our decision also depends on the bank's portfolio. We finance different sectors in industry, and there are different limits for the sectors. And if we overstep this limit with the new customer, we need a new approval for the higher limit for the sector, and we have to decide if it's okay to increase the credit limit for the sector. Number 48. What is the main topic of the talk? Number 49. Why is it important to know the maturity of the loan? Number 50. What does the speaker say about the bank's portfolio?